What is up, everybody? This is RybackStun. We are here at Marvel Heroes Test Center. We're looking at the Deadpool 52 review. Sorry, this is a little late, been having computer issues, but I'm here. We've got all kinds of goodies. His synergies are the same. They could get better, though. Actually, I think his synergies are already better. I think before it was 5% rare and Riff and Sif. It's now 10. I could be wrong. Doesn't really matter. 3 trees, Hardy, Fighty, Tricky. He does not have Spirit. He has Awesome. Awesome is not a resource he spends. It's a kind of a pool that gives you a bonus on your body slide by 1 passive part of your movement power. So he still teleports like he's supposed to, but based upon your Awesome level, you'll gain damage rating, crit, brutal damage rating, maximum health, defense rating, dodge rating, and tenacity. He has a bunch of specializations. We'll take a look at those after we look at the functionality of each of the trees, starting out with Hardy. So first attack is called Bang Bang. It does physical damage in 2-shot bursts. Damage is increased by 5% of your Awesome level. You have additional crit hit chance, 5% might scale, and you have attack speed. So here's how it looks. He shoots with one gun, he shoots with the other gun, he shoots with both guns, and then he flips on his hand and shoots with another gun. So there you go. Next we have Shoot All the Bullets. This is similar to what it was before. Physical damage twice per second, crit hit chance is increased by 5%. Same old spiel. Next, we have Real Armor Buster. This is a new, before the Armor Buster was just his pistols. Now he's got a tank turret, and that's the more important part. It does physical damage. It always deals a critical hit. Critical and brutal damage are 50% increased for this power. Cooldown is 8 seconds. Boom. Big old attack. Next, we have Bang Boom Pow. It's a bazooka. Cooldown is 8 seconds. Physical damage. Just a big old chunk of damage. Next, we have Hulk Hand Arrow. Physical damage, it does your vulnerability. It also increases for that power specifically, the crit chance, brutal chance and brutal damage by a percentage of your Awesome. It has a 4-second cooldown. Doink. Nice noise too. Not so minigun, it's similar. Its damage stacks for 3 seconds, increased damage per shot up to 20 stacks. It does physical damage, has 5% increased critical hit chance, and then attack speed is 7.8 per second. So, if you look at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you'll see a buff modifier there. It hits 20, it stops going, but it still does damage. Next, we have Canadian Devil. This is a movement power. It's melee and range because it does both melee damage and range damage twice per second and per shot, respectively. So this is all that he does. He rotates around. It's not really super speed, he's just spinning. It's kind of the after images of what he's actually doing. So, and next we have Little Deadpool, which is very similar to what it was before. Physical damage, taunt, health, 100% of your health, 70% damage reduction, 3-second timer, and attack speed is 1.5 per second. There's Little Deadpool. Bang! And now we have Fighty powers. So, Foot Gougers has been moved into Fighty, because it realistically is a melee power. Physical damage, it does a slow, it does a weaken, and has an area duration of 8 seconds. Nice little noise. There they are. Next we have Flesh Wound, like a lot of Flesh Wounds. Physical damage is increased against weakened enemies. It increases your total deflect rating for 2 seconds, and it has an attack speed of 2.7 per second. So this is your main, stabby attack that you're going to be having. You also have Stabby Flip, which does physical damage versus weakened enemies, and increases your movement speed by 30% for 4 seconds. Boom. Stabby Flip. Next, we have Awesome Lunge of Death. This does additional damage against weakened enemies, seems to be a theme here. Physical damage, it has a knockdown duration, very similar to what it was before. You can travel through terminals, slicing enemies like that. Next, we have Sigh Assault, which this is going to be one of the more specific damage powers. Again, damage versus weakened enemies. Physical damage, attack speed is increased by 10% for this power, and 4 seconds per hit stacked 5 times. 4 seconds per, excuse me. So you can get a 50% attack speed on this. Attack speed is 2.4 per second. So we'll move over to this guy. And then, as he continues to stab people in the face, gets higher and higher attack speed, which is really neat. Next, we have Slam Jam. Come on and slam with a big freaking hammer. Physical damage, it does double damage to enemies in the center of the target area. It has a knockdown duration and a 1 per second attack speed. Boom! There you go. Next is Cutting Room Floor. This was a really cool power when I saw it. We have physical damage per hit for 10 hits. You are invulnerable during the duration of the power and has an 8-second cooldown. Let's check it out. Pretty sick. So there you go. And last but not least, we have Tricky. So, body slide by 1, we've already talked about the passive portion of it. Active, teleport. Teleport wherever the hell you want. Next, we have Deadpool Wade's Ride, which is much cooler than Wolverine's, clearly. Because, you gotta have the Vespa. And it even has a pretty healthy noise, too. That's nice. Next, we have Superior Healing Factor, and it regenerates 25% of your maximum health per second for 3 seconds, a cooldown of 20 seconds. Passively, you gain damage reduction when you hit with a melee power. You regenerate health per second. You regenerate health when you defeat an enemy. You get defense rating, total defense rating, dodge rating, total dodge rating, and tenacity. So this is what it looks like when he regens. Boom, big old chunk of health there. Basically 75% of your maximum health over the course of the 3 seconds. Next, we have Merc with a Mouth. This is your taunt, but it also gives you a passive of you and your allies gain accuracy, you gain damage versus enemies targeting you, damage rating, crit hit rating, and brutal strike rating. So this is your damaging, your damage effect ability. So there you go. Next, we have Server Lag. This used to be your ultimate. It is now your signature. It does physical damage. It has a stun duration, half duration against bosses. It has a 45-second cooldown, and it's you gain 3.8% damage for 5 seconds. So 404 everything, boom. And now you can just go. You can unleash. Do all kinds of cool things. So, lots of really neat powers. New powers, old powers, different powers, same powers. Currently, nothing is tagged as a bleed so far as I can see. I'm gonna hope that changes, so he gets some bleeds with his attacks, so he can use different types of things. Because, come on, Deadpool bleeds people. Come on. Anyway, so Merc with a Mouth has 3 specializations. One is Katana-Rama. You get additional damage with melee powers. It increases the bonus of Flesh Wound and Sigh Assault dealt to weakened enemies by 100%. Foot Gougers gains a damage over time effect. Awesome Lunge of Death and Stabby Flip apply a shared damage over time and vulnerability effect. Slam Jam does bonus damage, gains a cooldown, and has a larger area of effect. And Cutting Room Floor gains bonus damage. Cutting Room Floor is this, yes. Then we have Gun Will Shoot. This increases your range powers, obviously. Increases the crit hit bonus rating of Bang Bang, Not So Many Gun, and Shoot All the Bullets by 100%. Hulk Hand Arrow leaves a napalm hotspot. It increases the critical damage rating of your real armor buster by 100%. Bang Boom Pow gains bonus damage, and Little Deadpool gains a bonus damage and a 4-second cooldown, which basically means it has a 1-second cooldown because you're not going to be spamming that more often than not. And then last but not least, we have Pineapple Surprise here. It gives you 25% damage to area powers. Bang Bang now shoots explosive bullets. Canadian Devil also throws explosive grenades at random. Slam Jam causes an explosion when it strikes an area. Little Deadpool gains bonus damage, a larger area of effect, a 4-second cooldown, and explodes instantly. Hulk Hand gains bonus explosive damage. Foot Gougers causes you to explode and gains a cooldown. And Bang Boom Pow always deals a critical hit. So, and then for Server Lag, your signature, you have God Mode, which was the old thing. You're basically instantly healed to max health. You're invulnerable to all damage. Powers still cost no spirit, and that has a 1.5 minute cooldown. Power-ups. When you activate Server Lag, spawns 3 power-ups. You get Kid Pulls Teddy, which regenerates 10% of your maximum health per second, and increase your damage reduction by 10%. Big Green Doll, which increases the crit hit chance by 25% and crit damage by 100%. And then Head Pulls Winged Shoes, which doesn't make any sense. You gain movement speed by 100%, attack speed by 25%, and it stacks multiplicatively but with normal attack speed bonuses. The buff duration is 10 seconds. No cooldown on that. And then last but not least, we have multiplayer. Enter multiplayer mode. Play with 3 of your best buddies when you activate Server Lag. Deadpool Core physical damage-ish, and the duration is about 20 seconds. We're going to do that, and I'm actually going to do Pineapple Surprise as well. I want to look at some of these powers. So, we get explosions here. Nice. Next is Canadian Devil, which is this. Look, there's the grenades. They just get chucked in random directions. Next we have Slam Jam, which is that. Boom, there's the big explosion. And you can just continuously use this. Smash, smash. Next we have Little Deadpool gains a bonus effect. Explodes instantly. There you go, that's nice. Hulk Hand Arrow gains explosive damage. Still has the same cooldown. Let's see. Foot Gougers causes you to explode. I really want to see what this is. Oh, man. Oh! That's great. That is great. It's not just a thing that drops on the ground. It just explodes. You explode. And then Bang Bang Pow has always deals a crit hit. So, there you go. Nice. Still leaves that Deadpool thing on the ground, which I didn't explain earlier. Sorry about that. Last but not least, we have Server Lag, which I'm going to see what the Deadpool core does. You get Pirate Deadpool, Deadpool the Kid, and Headpool. I believe this is random. I think other types of Deadpools can come out. So, but you can toss all the grenades, shoot all the bullets if you want to, do all kinds of different things, use the real armor buster, throw a little Deadpool, and then they go away. So, excellent. That's Deadpool. Oh, I'm sorry. We have the ultimate, which is what everybody's waiting for. It probably should say but the kitchen sink, but who's counting? Physical damage twice per second. You take 60% less damage while channeling. A channel time of 10 seconds, which is unaffected by power duration. Each tossed out item does physical damage twice per second, and it has a 10-minute cooldown. We're just going to look at see what this does. Holy crap. Oh my god, that was a monkey barrel. You're literally throwing everything. You're throwing lightning bolts, frost orbs. I saw a cap shield. That was the kitchen sink. Wow, and then this is an artifact that's not supposed to happen, but this is literally every gun in Deadpool's arsenal. So, that is excellent. We're going to show you guys a bonus here really quick. We have a box of Deadpool testing uniques. So, not everything is in here apparently, but Chuck's Uzis are one of the uniques that are being worked on. You have damage to range powers, you get damage rating basically. When you hit with the power, you regenerate health. You have crit damage, brutal damage, you have health. Fighting, when you defeated instead, you revive to full health and awesome. 10-minute cooldown. Ranks to Hurdy, ranks to range, ranks to real armor buster. Excellent. Beta Ray Wade here has damage reduction, health, power duration, crit hit rating, extra awesome, health regen, chance to summon a lightning strike that does energy damage, ranks to all powers, ranks to server lag, and ranks to superior healing factor. Excellent. We also have the Luscious Loafers of Lasting Eliteness, which gains you damage rating, damage reduction. Movement speed, extra awesome, extra dodge. When you defeat an enemy, you become super awesome fast, gaining attack speed and movement speed for 10 seconds with a 30-second cooldown. Health, durability, movement to all, ranks to all powers, ranks to movement powers, and ranks to cutting room floor. I'm going to hit one more of those and see if it just didn't want to spawn the other two uniques. They may not be finished. Remember, this is the first iteration. So, okay, here we go. We've got Katanas of Gratuitous Violence. Gives you damage rating, damage reduction. Brutal damage rating, brutal strike rating, crit hit rating, deflect rating. Base damage versus bosses. When you hit with a fighty power, you cause your target to bleed, dealing 57,000 physical damage over 5 seconds. If enemies die with this condition on them, they explode. You gain health, ranks to all powers, ranks to fighty powers, and ranks to melee powers. And then last but not least, the magical Satchel of Unlimited Weaponry. We have damage reduction, damage rating versus enemies with weakened status, crit damage, health, awesome, deflect rating, Merc with a Mouth, tricky, and area powers. So that's that. That's Deadpool. Deadpool is actually really dope. And I made everything go away. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to playing Deadpool and figuring out all of the neat little things that he can do. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did showcasing it to you. Remember to like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Tumblr at RybackStun. If you want to see Deadpool's other uniques, give stuff to other builds, head over to the Test Center forums and make your voice heard, because it needs to be heard in order for it to happen. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. That's this video. We'll try to do something else for some of the other changes, but I wanted to get this up as quickly as possible. So thanks for hanging out, and with that, this is RybackStun, signing out.